कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Rama and Lakshmana enter the Kishkindha region. Rama says, Lakshmana, we must proceed towards the Pampa Sarovaram, Pampa lake. In this process, Rama also describes the agony that he is undergoing. One, because of the separation from his dear brother Bharata. Later in Yuddha Kandam 2, while speaking in front of all the Vanaras, he says, Nasarve bhratarastata bhavanti bharatopamaha. His separation from Bharata has caused him so much of pain. He reveals this in many places. On one hand. And on the other, he says, now I am separated from my beloved Sita too. As he speaks about his separation from Sita, he asks Lakshmana, what will I go and answer my father-in-law Janaka? What will I go and answer my mother Kaushalya if she has to ask about the whereabouts of my dear wife, her daughter-in-law Sita? Lakshmana, forget my father-in-law and my mother. Even I feel so heartbroken and helpless without my dear Sita. Further, to substantiate his agony, his virahatapam, he says, Padma kesara sansrishto vrikshantara vinisritaha nishvasaiva sitaya vati vayur manoharaha. Padma kesara sansrishto. Lakshmana, when I see the pollen that comes flying in the air, that is being dispersed in the air from the blossoming lotuses of the ponds nearby, I am reminded of Sita. Padma kesara sansrishto vrikshantara vinisritaha nishvasaiva sitaya vati vayur manoharaha. Padma kesara sansrishto. Padma kesara. Why should he mention the pollens of only the lotus? There were other flowers, lilies, many other flowers. Our stotras, stavas, when they talk of Mahalakshmi, they associate everything of her with the lotus. Padma Priyam, Padma Hastam, Padma Akshim, Padma Sundarim, Padmodbhavam, Padma Mukhim, Padmanabha Priyam Ramam, Padma Maladharam, Deveen, Padmineem, Padmagandhineem. So, her face is like the lotus. Her eyes are as if the lotuses have blossomed within the lotuses. She wears the garland of lotus. Her palms are as soft as the petals of the lotus. The lotus-like palms hold the lotuses in their hand. She sits on a lotus. She is Padmini herself, because Samudrika Lakshana Shastram says the highest category amongst women are called Padmini, because their hair will also smell like the blossoming lotus. So Padmam, this particular flower is associated completely with Mahalakshmi. Who is Mahalakshmi? She is now Sita, Nitya Vesha, Jagannmata, Vishnu Shri Ranapayini, Devatve devadeheyam manushyatve cha manushi Raghavatve abhavat Sita. She is that Sita, she is that Mahalakshmi. So naturally Rama is reminded of Sita whenever he even smells or sees the pollens of the blossoming lotus dispersed in the air. Padma Kesara Sansrishto. Then he says, Vrikshantara Vinisritaha. When royal people, especially the princes who have grown in a very luxurious environment, if they have to walk in the afternoon, they will never walk under the sun. They will keep searching for the shade of any tree or any building. So if there are buildings and there is shade, they will always walk in the shade. Especially, I am not saying others won't search for the shade, especially the children who are brought up in a royal family. Like how the princes always go in search of shade of buildings or trees while they walk in the scorching sun. Rama says, see, the breeze, Vayu, is also searching for shade, which means when there are tall trees giving shade, they are also spread across in all directions, they are giving shade. Vayudeva will move between the gap of two trees. This is true even in our basic architectural knowledge. When some of us go to large temples, you will notice, however be the weather outside, let's say it's scorching hot, but if you stand between the gaps of the Rajagopuram, so there is a foundation of the Rajagopuram and you stand, you will feel the air. Why? It's tunneling effect. When air comes from all directions and then goes between the gap, it cools, the intensity is high. So when there are trees in between, Vayu Bhagavan goes obtaining the shade as well as giving cool breeze. So cool breeze is good. Why is Rama complaining? Vrikshantara Vinisritaha Nishvasaiva Sitaya. Vrikshantara Vinisritaha. Rama says, when I sense this cool breeze, it gives me pain. Because in Natya Shastram, probably even in Shringara Shastram, when the man is separated from his wife, those objects or possessions which are extremely auspicious in their union become the cause of the agony. Let's say the married man is entitled to use chandanam, sandal paste. The same sandal paste will start smelling obnoxious when the beloved is not there. Who says it? Jayadeva, the very famous poet in Gita Govindam, says, Nindati chandana mindu kirana manu vindati khedamadhiram. Nindati chandana mindu kirana manu vindati khedamadhiram. Nindati chandanam. Nindati chandana mindu kirana manu. The smell of the sandal paste will be obnoxious to a man or the woman who is separated from their counterpart. Same is the case with the cool nectarine rays of the moon, which will be burning their beloved during separation. Same is the case with cool breeze. So Rama says, when I see the pollen grains dispersed in the air, it reminds me of Sita. When I sense the cool breeze that comes between the trees, I am reminded of Sita. Nishvasa iva Sitaya vati vayur manoharaha. He says, if I see and smell the lotuses and then the breeze, I am actually feeling Sita, who is associated with the lotus and also cool breeze, is actually quietly breathing in and breathing out behind the trees, hiding herself. Lakshmana, can you go search for Sita? Lakshmana wonders, what has happened to my brother? Now, this is what Shringaram does. Then he says, Nishvasa iva Sitaya vayur manoharaha. Here comes the commentator's comment. Very interesting take. He says, Bhishasmad vatah pavate bhishodeti suryaha bhishasmad agnitendrascha mrityurdhavati panchamaiti. Shastram says, if the Panchabhutas sense the presence of Paramatma, they are worried, they are afraid. Bhishasmad vatah pavate. The air that you see moving is moving because they are worried, they are afraid of Paramatma. Bhishasmad vatah pavate. Bhishodeti suryaha. Why does the sun come in the morning every day at the right time, set at the right time? He is worried about Parabrahman. Bhishasmad agnitendrascha. Be it Agni or Indra, they are all afraid of Paramatma. So, Vayu, Agni, Indra, they are all afraid of Paramatma. Who is that Paramatma now? Rama. But Rama is now afraid of Vayu. Shastram says Vayu is afraid of Paramatma. But in Ramavataram, Rama is afraid of Vayu because in Sungaram, in love, in romance, he is sensing this air as causing or instigating agony in him while he is separated from Sita. Nishvasaiva Sitaya Vayi Vayu Vati Vayur Manoharaha. Vati Vayur Manoharaha. What brings happiness to others did not bring happiness to Rama. Then comes another shlokam. Padma Saugandhikavaham Shivam Shoka Vinashanam Dhanya Lakshmana Sevante Pampopavanam Marutam. Then he says, Padma Saugandhikavaham. This air that is filled with everything associated with the lotuses, Lakshmana, is torturing me. Padma Saugandhikavaham. But one thing, Lakshmana, people say that this air breeze that carries everything associated with lotus will bring auspiciousness. Shivam Shoka Vinashanam. It will remove agony, but somehow it is giving me agony. I don't know why. Dhanya Lakshmana Sevante Pampopavana Marutam. Maybe I may be able to gain what I have lost. Maybe that is the greatness of this Pampopavanam, the place where the Pampa lake is and where the Pampa forest is. Saying this, while Rama rests his case, Lakshmana says, Smritva viyogajam dukkham tyajasneham priye jane ati sneha parishvangat vartirardradapi dahyate. Smritva viyogajam dukkham. First abandon this excess sorrow, Rama. Tyajasneham priye jane. Abandon this excess attachment or love that you have for your people who are related to you. Be it your wife or brother or your parents. Excess love is bad, Rama. Ati sneha parishvangat vartirardrapi dahyate. See, snehat, sneham, very interestingly, Valmiki uses sneham in Sanskrit means that which is greasy, which is a lubricant which is greasy, is called sneham. So, any lubricant is a sneham. Especially ghee is treated as sneham. Oil is treated as sneham because they are very greasy. The other meaning of sneham is that which is greasy like love. So, love is also greasy because if I love my child loves me, that attachment is also sticky in nature. So, that love is also called sneham. So, anything which is greasy is sneham, like a lubricant. Love is also called sneham. Now, he uses this in both the contexts. He says, Smritva viyogajam dukkham tyajasneham priye jane. Lakshmana says, abandon that excess love that you have for your relations. Ati sneha parishvangat vartiradrapi dahyate. Let us take even a wet wick. When that is used in a lamp to light and you have excess oil, that excess oil will make even a wet wick burn. So, this is the effect of having excess of love or lubricant. So, excess lubricant will make even a wet wick burn. Excess love for your relations may actually make you weak. So, Rama first abandon this excess love, says Lakshmana. Will Rama abandon? Is it so easy for him to forget Sita? or forgetting Sita is what Lakshmana meant. No. Next episode for more details.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a two-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.